This is PICS mini training for the pond protocol. Hi, we're gonna get some information today about Michael. So I'm just gonna recap some basic information from my file here. So Michael is in grade 2 in a regular classroom setting, and he is 7 years old, is that correct?
Yes.
What language does Michael speak?
English.
Does the family speak any other language in the home?
Yes, Russian.
Does Michael speak or understand Russian?
He maybe understands some.
Okay, but primarily you speak English when you're
Yes.
speaking with him. Does Michael take any kinds of medication?
Just, he has seasonal allergies, so he takes antihistamines sometimes.
Okay. Does he take any medications for attention, learning, or behavioral difficulties?
No.
No? Okay, great. So I'm interested in getting a picture or a snapshot of how Michael has been for the past 6 months. So we're going to focus on that. Currently we are in the beginning of April, so we're going to go all the way back to sort of the beginning of the school year, the beginning of the fall, September, October. So when I ask you questions, think about the last 6 months. If I ask you anything that was an issue previously, but not so much anymore, flag that for me and I may follow up. But for our purposes, focus on the last 6 months. Okay. First, I'm going to ask you about Michael's behavior in general, his activity level, and his ability to pay attention. Okay. Does Michael have difficulty sustaining attention?
Yeah, I think so.
Does he lose concentration quickly if he's doing an activity?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. If he's doing an activity, will he frequently change from one activity to another?
Depends. If it's something that he likes, then maybe he'll stick with it.
Okay. And will he generally, can you give me an example of what he does like to play with and will stick with for a long period of time?
Like video games?
Okay. What about something other than video games? What other kinds of things does he like to do?
He likes to play Lego.
Okay. How long would he sit and do Lego?
Maybe 10 minutes.
Okay. All right. But generally you had said that you feel like he does lose concentration quickly when he's doing an activity?
Yeah, I would say even with Lego he does.
Okay. All right. So beyond video games, he'll sort of, would you say that he does one activity and then he'll make shift and do something else and come back to the activity he was doing? Okay. Would you say that Michael makes careless mistakes?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So if he is doing an activity such as homework, will he often rush through and miss instructions?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Does he sometimes answer a question before you've finished asking the question completely?
All the
or
time.
Answer questions before he's actually figured out what needs to be done?
Yes, all the time. I actually have to really make him read the questions in his homework.
Okay. Is there times when you feel like Michael isn't hearing what you're saying to him, so he's not listening when you're speaking with him?
Yeah.
Okay, so they may appear to be listening, but then afterwards, if you check in with him, it's like he hasn't heard or he's forgotten what you've asked?
Yes.
Okay. So do you often feel like you need to check in with him to make sure that he's gotten the instructions you've given him or he's got the message of what you've said to him?
Yes, otherwise he just, yeah.
Okay. Would you say that Michael has difficulty with organization?
Yeah.
Okay, so does he have difficulty knowing what he needs for a particular task? If you go to do something, will he have the things available that he needs, such as homework? Will he have his books and his pencil for a task he needs to do?
I usually just do it for him, and I don't even know if he'll be capable. Like, probably not.
Okay. And do you think that if there's a task that he wants to do on his own, is he able of getting all the things that he needs to do that task?
Well, he's doing Lego. He can actually, like, do do it on his own and follow instructions.
Okay.
But he does sometimes, as I said, switch to other things.
Okay. So, so he can follow instructions when he's doing Lego. What about just getting the basic things that he needs organized to get through an activity? So if he was going swimming, would he be able to kind of get the things that he needs for that? A towel, his bathing suit, some goggles, or whatever he needs for his lesson. Or will you have to do that for him?
Probably not, because I have to do it for him.
Okay. Does he often lose things?
Yes.
Right. So, can you give me an example?
Like he comes home and his lunchbox is not there, or his hat and mittens constantly.
Okay. All right. Do you think that's more than other kids his age?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Would you say Michael is forgetful?
I think he has a very good memory.
Okay. Does he forget to communicate kind of key information to you sometimes if there's something that needs to happen the next day at school or something that he needs to do?
Yes, he has a good memory for events, but yes, things like that definitely he forgets.
And what about, does he require frequent reminders for things even that you do, routine things that you do
yes,
all the time?
Yeah.
Like brushing his teeth or getting things ready for school?
Yes, yeah, I have to be on him constantly.
Okay. Does Michael have difficulty following instructions?
Yeah, especially if they're long.
Okay. So, can you give him 3 instructions? Is he able to follow if you say, can you go upstairs, tell your sister it's time for dinner, get your backpack, and brush your teeth?
No, I think that would be too many.
Okay. How many instructions do you think you can give him that he's able to do?
1 or 2.
Okay.
Maybe.
And do you have to give him reminders to follow through on those? Does he, when you give him instructions, does sometimes he miss an instruction? Like he'll do one thing and then come back and the other 2 are not done? Okay. Would you say that Michael, avoids tasks that require sustained attention? So I mean, will he avoid activities that he knows he's going to have to concentrate and pay a lot of attention to?
He definitely doesn't like homework.
Okay. So homework's tricky. What about other kinds of things like sometimes kids prefer to do kind of busy, quick activities rather than things that they know are going to take a long time, like maybe a puzzle that has a lot of pieces, or maybe like an arts and craft project that has lots of steps to it.
I don't think he avoids those, but he doesn't necessarily finish them.
Okay, but he doesn't avoid them. But homework he does avoid. Okay. Would you say that Michael is easily distracted?
Yes.
So if he's doing an activity in the house, doing something, if something else is going on, will he easily be distracted by that?
Yes.
Okay. What about fidgeting? Is he often playing with things on the table or on the desk?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Do you often have to give him reminders to stop playing with things or put things down?
Well, I don't even try anymore, but yes, he definitely fidgets a lot.
Okay. Is he the kind of boy who is often running and climbing on things?
Yeah, pretty often.
So is that outside mostly, or was he even doing that inside? Is he the kind of person who's like up on the couch or jumping around or jumping up and down?
Inside as well.
Okay. Would you describe him as sort of always on the go? Some people call it driven by a motor, so that it seems like he always needs to be in motion?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say that right from when he gets up in the morning, almost right until he goes to bed, he's sort of always up and doing something?
Unless he's like watching TV or playing video games.
Okay. All right. Does Michael have a hard time waiting for his turn to speak?
No, I don't think so.
Does he ever blurt out comments?
No.
Have trouble taking turns in the conversation?
It depends on the way. He's pretty shy, so I don't think so.
Okay. Does he ever, what about entering into games? Does he, if you drop him off at school or if you're at a park somewhere, does he kind of butt into other kids' games, interrupt their games, or does he stand back and can he wait and find a logical time to join in with what they're doing?
Yeah, he would definitely be reluctant to join, actually. I think it's hard for him to, he's shy.
What about interrupting people? Does he talk over people? Does he interrupt you when you're speaking?
Not especially.
No? Okay. What about leaving his seat? Does he get up from his seat when he's expected?
Yes.
So like at the dinner table, or if he's sitting down somewhere doing an activity like homework or Lego, is he the kind of guy who's constantly getting up,
Yes.
maybe standing up rather than
Definitely.
staying seated? Okay. Does he have difficulty playing quietly? Like when he's with his friends?
He's not very loud with his friends,
No?
more so with his siblings or
Okay.
on his own.
So if you're in the house with him, is he the kind of guy who you sort of always know where he is because you can hear him in any part of the house?
Yeah, when he's comfortable.
Okay. So would you say that he makes a lot of time while he's playing? Makes a lot of noise while he's playing?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the household, he can be fairly loud, but
Yes.
but when he's with his friends, would you say that his voice sticks out amongst the others? Is he louder or more talkative than other kids in the group?
Probably not with his friends.
Okay. Right. So you've just commented that with his friends he's not louder. Would you say he's talking more than they are?
No.
No. What about with you? Is there sort of a normal, or with family, is there a normal amount of conversation back and forth, or is he the kind of person who's kind of constantly chatting and talking to you?
No, I don't think he's constantly chatting.
Okay. Does Michael have difficulty waiting his turn?
He's impatient, but
So if he's on the schoolyard or in the park and there's kids waiting to do a task like line of four slide or take turns taking the basketball or soccer, can he do that? Will he kind of butt into line, or sometimes other kids, if there's a long lineup, they just won't wait, they just won't do it.
so you would never butt into lines, but he definitely he gets discouraged if he sees a long line.
Okay, so if you went somewhere and there was a long line, would he just say, forget it, we'll do something else?
Definitely.
Okay, excellent, thank you. All right, shifting gears a little bit, would you say that Michael consistently has difficulty going along with requests? So if you ask him to do something, will he generally do it or will he refuse?
He sometimes, as I mentioned, he forgets or he gets distracted, but no, I don't think he would refuse right away.
Okay. Is he the kind of, does he often have temper tantrums if things don't go his way?
No.
No? Okay. Does he argue with you about things?
No.
Does he argue about everything? No?
He argues sometimes, but I wouldn't say it's more than
Very
other
often?
kids.
Okay. Does he disobey rules intentionally, so not forgetting or sort of losing track, but will he intentionally disobey a rule that you have in your family?
No, not intentionally.
Okay. Does he blame others for his mistakes?
Sometimes.
Do you think it's more than other kids?
Maybe slightly. He sometimes is not aware.
Okay.
Yeah, not. It's not a very common thing.
Okay. Is he kind of easily annoyed by other people? Is he kind of touchy and easily annoyed? No? Does he often get angry and resentful?
No.
Does he try to get back at people?
No.
Okay. All right. Has Michael ever had issues with kind of bullying or causing fights or threatening other kids?
No.
No. Has he ever been kind of mean or cruel to other people?
No.
Has there been any concerns about being sexually inappropriate?
No.
Or any kind of inappropriate behavior?
No.
No.